3 solid days of welding, 12 pounds of this. But look, it's a car. Firewall is all in. The tranny tunnel is all built out. Here, come around this side. Floors are in. And just to recap what we did here, okay, is what I did was I joined the truck frame into the original unibody of the car. So it's no longer two separate things. The original frame is here, is shortened 20 inches, and then the original frame, I channeled the body down over the frame and then framed out a skeleton for it out of 1-inch box tubing and angle iron. So basically I made a one-piece unibody, and then I plated it all in with this 16-gauge steel. Flux Core, I want to talk about this for a minute, because on a job of this scope, MIG would have been a much better choice. The problem with Flux Core, see, this is my welder of choice. I have a couple of these. I got one of these here, I have one of them at the house, and I've been using them for years. Now keep in mind, I'm not a welder. I'm a mechanic that welds things when he has to. So it doesn't pay for me to have a lot of equipment. And these 110 Flux Cores are perfect for me because I can take them anywhere, I can plug them in anywhere. I don't have to worry about running out of gas, just keep feeding it wire, right? So that's why I came to rely on these things. But for a job of this scope, where you're trying to make it, you know, nice, right? The Flux Core is a bad choice. 2 reasons. It does a great job of welding, but Flux Core will cause a lot of spatter. If you look in here, you see all of these BBs. There's splatter stuck to the metal. There's a zillion of these little BBs everywhere. Actually, here, look on the floor. You can see in the areas where I was welding. This is all, here, that's all splatter from the Flux Core. And then the other thing is that, and it's not as bad, but it leaves this dust, this brown dust. So there's a lot of cleanup work to be done after you Flux Core something. If I had to do this job again, knowing me, I probably will. It'll be a MIG the next time for sure, just to make it nice and pretty. So, but you know, I'm not Ian Russell. So it's a complete car now. Let me show you here. Look. Now remember, I don't have any metalworking tools because I don't do metal work. So I don't have an English wheel, I don't have a brake, I don't have a planishing hammer, I have none of that stuff. All I have is, a hammer, right? And various things to just bend metal in. So, like for instance, you can see here, I'm actually proud of the way this came out. I'm going to run a 3-speed wiper in this, which means I needed this pocket, right? So I needed to bring the new firewall in to match this pocket, and I formed this all out of hammer. Basically, welding an inch, hammering it, welding another inch, hammering it, welding another inch, hammering it, until finally I got that shape. But I mean, I think I came out pretty nice. For the fact that I'm not a metal worker, I don't have any of the tools. I think it came out okay. I'm happy with it. And this is something that really anybody could duplicate at home in their driveway with a $109 Flux Core welder and a bunch of steel. So I'm happy with this. I added braces here for the radiator support. I'm going to have to add some sort of bracing here for the front shocks. This is the factory 71 Dodge setup, and I don't think that's going to be enough, so I'll probably triangulate this in some way. That'll be like the next thing. And then as far as in here goes, the only thing really left for me to do inside the truck is tie the wheel houses into this trunk floor. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with the back of it yet, because I don't know what I'm going to do as far as a fuel cell, spare tire area, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to leave that blank until the very last bit. The next step with this is to make it pretty, because I want this to be a nice car. Not show nice, not seem nice, but I want it to be nice. I want it, look good, right? We're going to do going to do the whole bottom of the car in red. We're going to do the middle section here in white, and then the roof in blue. So it'll look pretty. So the next thing, the next phase for this is to go through the whole undercarriage of the car, get all of this rust knocked down, and prep it and paint it. Which there's a lot to prep and paint here, you know. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a car now. You know, it has everything it needs for me to start filling in the blanks. It was, God, this was a lot of work. So that's it for now. Just want to bring you guys up to speed on this, and I'll see you tomorrow.